The academic system as it stands often struggles to foster effective scientific discoveries and innovations due to several systemic shortcomings. Bureaucracy within universities and research institutes can stifle creativity and slow down the research process, prioritizing administrative procedures over scientific exploration. Funding mechanisms often favor safe, incremental research over bold, transformative ideas, stifling innovation and risk-taking. Moreover, the pressure to publish in prestigious journals creates a publish or perish culture that can prioritize quantity of publications over their quality or real-world impact. This focus on metrics can discourage interdisciplinary collaboration and innovative thinking, leading to a loss of efficiency and potential breakthroughs. The traditional publishing model itself is criticized for its slow dissemination of knowledge, high costs, and restricted access, which can hinder the global exchange of ideas and collaboration. To truly enhance scientific discovery and innovation, there is a pressing need to reform academic incentives, funding structures, and publishing practices to better support groundbreaking research and foster a more dynamic and impactful scientific community. The consequences of this metric-driven culture are manifold. Researchers, particularly those in the early stages of their careers, find themselves trapped in a system that prioritizes publication records over genuine scientific contributions. The pressure to publish or perish is palpable, leading to a proliferation of incremental research and a decline in truly innovative work. This emphasis on metrics also creates perverse incentives. Researchers may be tempted to engage in questionable research practices such as data manipulation or salami slicing to inflate their publication counts. Collaboration, a cornerstone of scientific progress, is also hampered in this environment. The competitive nature of securing funding and recognition can foster a culture of secrecy and rivalry among researchers, discouraging the open exchange of ideas. Peer review, a critical process for ensuring the quality and validity of scientific findings, is often rushed or compromised. This can result in the publication of flawed or incomplete research, eroding public trust in science. Instead of pursuing bold, ambitious questions, researchers are often forced to focus on incremental advances that are more likely to be funded and published. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble endeavor, but it is not without its earthly constraints. Even the most brilliant minds must navigate a labyrinthine system to secure the funding needed to bring their ideas to fruition. This arduous journey begins with the grant application process, a daunting task that can consume months of a researcher's time. Each line item must be justified, every assumption explained, all to satisfy the exacting standards of funding agencies. The submission of a grant application is not the finish line, but merely the start of a new race. Securing funding is but one hurdle in the obstacle course of modern scientific research. Even with the promise of financial support, researchers must navigate a complex web of ethical considerations and regulatory requirements before they can even begin to collect data. This ethical gauntlet is particularly stringent in fields involving human subjects, where the protection of participants' well-being is paramount. Before commencing clinical trials, the researcher must obtain approval from an institutional review board, or IRB. This process, while essential, can be lengthy and demanding, requiring meticulous documentation and justification of every aspect of the proposed research. The cumulative effect of these bureaucratic hurdles is a significant drain on researchers' time and energy. Months, sometimes even years, are lost navigating funding applications, ethical approvals, and administrative requirements. The pressure to publish, the competition for funding, and the burden of bureaucracy all take a toll on the creativity and productivity of researchers. The current system rewards incremental progress over groundbreaking discoveries, stifling the very spirit of innovation that has driven scientific advancement for centuries. In the arid landscape of research funding, competition is fierce and the stakes are high. Scientists, like prospectors in a gold rush, are driven by the ever-present need to secure the resources essential for their survival. But in this pursuit, a subtle and insidious transformation can occur, one that shifts the focus from the pursuit of knowledge to the pursuit of funding itself. The pressure is immense, the competition cutthroat, the funding process, often opaque and unpredictable, can feel like a lottery. When the pursuit of funding dictates the direction of scientific inquiry, a certain homogenization can occur. Researchers may gravitate towards areas where funding is more readily available, even if those areas are less likely to yield truly transformative discoveries. This cautious approach can stifle innovation, leading to a proliferation of incremental research that rarely pushes the boundaries of human knowledge. The pressure to conform to the expectations of funding agencies can also stifle creativity. Scientists may self-censor, abandoning promising lines of inquiry that might be perceived as too risky or unconventional. The current funding landscape, with its emphasis on short-term, measurable outcomes, can create a self-perpetuating cycle of risk aversion. Scientists, rewarded for producing predictable results, are less likely to venture into uncharted territory, where the potential for discovery is greater, but so too is the risk of failure. This stifling of innovation has profound implications for our ability to address the complex challenges facing humanity. Breaking free from this cycle requires a fundamental shift in how we value and fund scientific research. We must move towards a system that embraces risk-taking, rewards creativity, and recognizes that the most transformative discoveries often emerge from the most unexpected of places. In the hallowed halls of academia, a relentless pressure cooker simmers. It's not the pressure to unlock the secrets of the universe, but rather the pressure to publish. This obsession with publication has become the lifeblood of the modern scientific enterprise. A researcher's worth is often measured by the sheer volume of their published work. Like a hamster on a wheel, scientists are caught in an endless cycle of writing, submitting, and publishing, driven by the mantra "publish or perish." The pressure to publish has led to a phenomenon known as salami slicing, where researchers divide their work into the smallest publishable units. While this strategy may bolster publication records, it comes at the cost of coherence and depth. Imagine trying to understand a complex scientific topic by reading only isolated paragraphs, each published in a different journal. This emphasis on quantity over quality has a corrosive effect on the scientific enterprise. It incentivizes researchers to prioritize the publication of trivial findings over the pursuit of truly significant questions. The challenges posed by the publication obsession are significant, but they are not insurmountable. A shift in mindset is required, one that prioritizes quality over quantity, impact over output. This shift must begin with the gatekeepers of scientific knowledge, the journals themselves. Journals must prioritize the publication of papers that offer genuine advances in understanding, even if those papers challenge existing paradigms. Funding agencies too have a role to play in fostering a culture of quality over quantity. Before a scientific discovery can be shared with the world, it must first pass through a critical gateway peer review. This time-honored tradition serves as a crucial filter, ensuring that only rigorous, well-supported research findings earn a place in the scientific record. Experts in a particular field, their identities often shielded from the authors to ensure impartial judgment, are tasked with scrutinizing every aspect of a submitted manuscript. They evaluate the rigor of the experimental design, the validity of the statistical analyses, and the logic of the conclusions drawn. This, in essence, is the spirit of peer review. The peer review process can often feel like navigating a labyrinthine maze, with each turn revealing a new set of obstacles. Reviewers, even those with expertise in the relevant field, may have differing opinions on the merits of a particular study, leading to conflicting recommendations. Such conflicting opinions, while frustrating, are not uncommon in the world of peer review. This subjectivity is exacerbated by the fact that reviewers are often working under tight deadlines and with limited resources. They may not have the time or inclination to delve deeply into every aspect of a manuscript, potentially overlooking crucial details or misinterpreting key findings. The delays inherent in the peer review process can have far-reaching consequences, extending beyond the frustration of individual researchers. In a fast-paced world where scientific breakthroughs are happening at an unprecedented rate, the timely dissemination of knowledge is paramount. Yet, The peer review system, often bogged down by inefficiency and subjectivity, can act as a bottleneck, slowing the flow of information and hindering progress. The price of delay in scientific publishing is not merely measured in lost time or missed opportunities. It can have real-world consequences, affecting the lives and well-being of individuals and society as a whole. Science, in its purest form, is a collaborative endeavor. It thrives on the open exchange of ideas, the sharing of data, and the collective pursuit of knowledge. Yet in the modern scientific landscape, a curious paradox persists. Despite unprecedented advancements in communication technology, the world of science often resembles a collection of isolated islands, each inhabited by researchers working in relative isolation. Despite a shared passion for discovery, they often find themselves working in silos, their collaborations hindered by a combination of institutional barriers, geographic distance, and the competitive nature of scientific funding. The rise of specialization in science, while essential for advancing knowledge in specific fields, has inadvertently created a series of walled gardens within the scientific enterprise. Researchers, often trained in highly specialized disciplines, may find it challenging to communicate their findings to colleagues in other fields, let alone collaborate on projects that require a deep understanding of multiple disciplines. Imagine a linguist attempting to decipher an ancient text without the insights of an archaeologist familiar with the cultural context of the time, or a physicist grappling with the complexities of climate change without the expertise of an atmospheric scientist. While each discipline brings valuable perspectives and expertise to the table, the lack of a common language and a shared understanding can hinder progress and lead to missed opportunities for breakthrough discoveries. This lack of cross-disciplinary communication is further exacerbated by the structure of scientific conferences, often organized around narrow areas of specialization. While these conferences provide valuable forums for researchers within a particular field to share their latest findings, they do little to foster dialogue and collaboration between scientists working in different disciplines. Breaking down the walls that separate scientific disciplines is essential for unlocking the full potential of science to address the challenges facing humanity. This requires a fundamental shift in mindset, from a culture of competition to one of cooperation, from a focus on individual achievement to a recognition of the power of collective intelligence. Imagine a world where scientists from different disciplines are encouraged to work together, where funding agencies prioritize interdisciplinary research, and where universities break down departmental silos, fostering a culture of cross-disciplinary collaboration. It's a world where physicists and biologists work side by side to unravel the mysteries of the brain, where engineers and social scientists collaborate to design sustainable cities, and where artists and scientists join forces to communicate complex scientific concepts to the public. Creating this collaborative future requires a multi-pronged approach. Universities can play a vital role by establishing interdisciplinary research centers, offering incentives for cross-disciplinary collaborations, and restructuring curricula to provide students with a broader understanding of scientific disciplines beyond their own areas of specialization. We've journeyed deep into the heart of the modern scientific enterprise, exploring the intricate machinery that drives the pursuit of knowledge in the 21st century. What we've found is both inspiring and unsettling. The boundless curiosity, the relentless drive to understand the universe and our place within it, these qualities remain the beating heart of science. Yet these noble aspirations are increasingly overshadowed by a stifling bureaucracy, a relentless pressure to publish, and a funding landscape that often prioritizes short-term gains over long-term vision. The consequences are all around us. Brilliant minds, burdened by administrative tasks, find their creativity stifled. Groundbreaking ideas deemed too risky for conventional funding wither on the vine. The very spirit of exploration, the lifeblood of scientific progress, is slowly being eroded. We've seen how this toxic brew of pressures can lead to a narrowing of focus, a reluctance to challenge established paradigms, and a prioritization of incremental advances over bold, transformative leaps in understanding. But there is hope. The challenges we've explored are not insurmountable. The future of science is not preordained. It is within our power to reshape the scientific enterprise, to create an environment where creativity flourishes, where collaboration is celebrated, and where the pursuit of knowledge in all its messy, unpredictable glory is once again paramount. Reigniting the flame of discovery requires a multifaceted approach, addressing systemic issues in science. Foster intellectual curiosity from a young age, nurturing scientific talent through engaging educational programs. Empower educators to create immersive learning experiences that spark imagination and critical thinking. Equip students to question the world, challenge assumptions, and envision new possibilities. Move away from the publish or perish mentality at universities to encourage creativity and risk-taking. Create an environment where young scientists pursue bold ideas, seeing failure as a step in discovery. Funding agencies must focus on long-term, high-impact research to tackle grand challenges. Incentivize collaboration, break down silos, and reward creativity and risk-taking. By working together and embracing new thinking, we can unleash a new era of discovery,